Wrestling fans, Ben Masters here on the set at Rampage Pro Wrestling. Excited to have a new face here at RPW talking about newcomer Mr. KC McKnight. KC, welcome to Rampage Pro Wrestling.
Thank you for having me.
We're excited to have you here. Tell us a little bit about KC McKnight. Where do you come from?
Well, I'm just as excited to be in Rampage Professional Wrestling. I am from the beaches of North Carolina, right on Wilmington, North Carolina. Born and raised there. Growing up on the beach has its perks. I enjoy, seeing all the ladies and beating up all the dudes. So,
wow,
my
sounds like a good plan.
Yeah.
I understand you also trained by a great wrestler.
I am. I was trained by a former WCW professional wrestler, the Maestro, Gorgeous George III, Rob Kellum, one of the best I've ever seen. He's traveled to Japan, he's traveled to Puerto Rico, he's traveled to Mexico, and even wrestled some of the biggest promotions here in the United States, and I'm very proud to call him my trainer and inspiration.
Is there any talent in the ring that you've watched as you developed your wrestling styles that you may have adapted your style to along the way?
Well, I started watching professional wrestling in my mother's womb. I was watching it, sitting in there, with the umbilical cord stuck in.
Wow.
I always loved Ric Flair, of course, everybody does. My dad was a huge Ric Flair fan, but for me, the biggest inspiration that I've ever seen was Bret Hart. Bret Hart taught me everything that I believe in. His athleticism, his technical ability. He always fought for what he stood up, for what he believed in, and that's something that I looked up to as a child, and even today I look up to that.
I guess my big question now has to be, what brings a young man like you, KC McKnight, from Wilmington, North Carolina, into Rampage Pro Wrestling?
It was a long travel, but I've wrestled some of the best professional wrestlers in our business, some of the biggest names in our business. I've worked for the boys up north. I've went overseas and wrestled Japan. But right now, today, right here in the United States, Rampage Pro Wrestling has the best professional wrestlers, bar none. I don't have to kiss up to you. I don't have to kiss up to the fans at home. I'm telling the truth. They have the best professional wrestling that I've seen in a very long time. For 5 long years, I've been going up and down the Mid-Atlantic telling anybody that'll listen that I am the best professional wrestler in the Mid-Atlantic. And what better place to prove it than in the Mid-Atlantic's best, Rampage Pro Wrestling, maybe the world's best. Rampage Pro Wrestling. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to show everyone, to show the fans, to show the boys in the back, all the promoters that I am what I say I am, and that's the best.
Okay, Rampage Pro Wrestling wrestlers, get ready. Take note. Wrestling fans, get excited. Mr. KC McKnight's about to make an explosion here in Rampage Pro Wrestling. Glad to have you here,
Thank
sir.
you. I appreciate the opportunity.